kind of at an impasse here, trying to think what it is I should do now. I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like I've been, not just me, but a lot of people and kind of everyone, we're being treated very, 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 very unfairly, very fucked over, basically. Kind of a lack of basic human decency in this world today. What is right versus what is wrong, and the wrong is winning out over the right, like in every sense of the word. Like for what I have spent staying at a motel, if this was like 40 years ago or less than 40 years ago, even 30 years ago, I could have bought like a 2-story, 4-bedroom house, 3 acres, and a barn and a fucking mobile home out front or something. Or I could have bought like maybe 10 acres and a farmhouse, a couple story farmhouse, and owned it outright and still had an extra 10 grand or more left over on top of what I already have, maybe 15. That's what I could have done. And if it was even 15, 20 years ago or something, the money I had, I should have been able to easily buy a mobile home and maybe even own a half an acre or an acre plus the mobile home, own it outright and still have money left over. It's just getting ridiculous though. It's I'm having to keep paying these. I've got the so-called discount rate still blowing $350 a week here. They've probably got 30 grand out of me on this fucking room, man, or more by now, because the 1,400 a month that I'm paying now is their discount rate. You know, and you don't get that unless you've been staying for months and months and months and months and months, and I got lucky. Like I probably wouldn't even be getting that now if it hadn't been for like the former manager of the place liked me, and she did me a solid, like, as her last act before she basically got fired or whatever. Before she basically got fired and moved out or whatever, as her like last act of kindness, she freaking gave me the discount rate, which I should have been getting the whole fucking time, basically. The discount rate of 1,400 a month. I could be renting a fucking 2-bedroom house for that much if somebody would ever rent the fucking thing to me, right? I would have fucking saved probably 10,000 or tens of thousands, maybe multiple tens of thousands of dollars if I had been able to just rent a place in the first place. If these fucking rental agency bastards would just rent me a fucking place, even at $1,200 a month or something. There was a house that I tried to rent in the first place. It was like $1,200 a month. Back when I had almost 50 grand in the bank, and I could prove it, and I could show them the fucking account balance. But they wouldn't even rent the damn thing to me because if they had, I would have been fine. I would have been in my own place. I never would have got booted out because there wouldn't have been a fucking problem. The reason there's a problem is when I get fucking stuck with people that are assholes and I have to share a goddamn bathroom with them and share a fucking kitchen with them and all this other kind of shit or whatever. It's a lot. When I don't have my own, when I haven't got booted out of any motels, and I've been in fucking motels for like a goddamn year. You know why? Because I have a bathroom and I have a goddamn microwave and I have a mini fridge and I have a door that I can close and I don't have to deal with other people for some super extended period of time. I need my own fucking space, man. I need some freedom. I have an opportunity basically being offered to me, kind of, to stay in a camp trailer and pay $500 a month basically. But it sounds like the place doesn't even have a bed. I could buy a bed and have it put it in there, but then if I end up having to leave, like, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass trying to get the bed out of there when I don't even have a pickup truck, and be a pain in the ass getting it there because I don't have a pickup truck. I'd have to pay like a goddamn, I don't know, an extra $100 or something to have it delivered, or strap it to the roof of my car or something, you know. And if I ever had to leave, like, I'd probably just have to ditch the damn thing, you know. And I don't know what the situation would be like staying there. And if it turned out something goes wrong or something, uh, like, say I went there, I'm saving $900 a month, right? Let's say I stay there for 3 or 4 months and I save 30, you know, what would it be, 600, 3,000 plus 8, 8, 16, 16, 24. So yeah, okay. So say I save $5,000 or something over the course of God, how many months would that have to be? No, but seriously, you'd be saying 900. Let's say 4 months, 900, 1,800. That's what, 3,600 or something, right? So say I save 3,600, right? And then for some whatever reason I have to leave after 4 months. So I head back to this motel, and the rate that I'm paying now, that's 400, when I get back here, becomes 2,400. So within a couple of months or whatever, all the money that I saved staying in a camp trailer for 3 or 4 months is gone because my fucking discount rate is gone. You know, that's the situation. That's why I've been kind of stuck in this one town. That's why I haven't gone around and roamed freely or whatever, is because the motels are ridiculous. They're ridiculously overpriced, all of them. The ones that are any cheaper whatsoever are full all the time. You can't even hardly get a hold of them, and or they're in, you know, very distant areas, you know. And then I have like obligations for shit that I have to deal with around this area. I'd much rather go, you know, stay at the coast or something. But it's just so damn expensive. And yeah, even though there's somewhat affordable places, again, it's the same fucking shit though. You're dealing with, you know, you got to pay the full ridiculous price for God knows how many months. You're out extra thousands and thousands of dollars before you even start to, like, okay, like for instance, you know, there's taxes for staying in a motel. So the government, you when you rent a motel room, you're paying an extra $10 or $15 a night or something to the government in fucking taxes or some shit. But then they have some rule that, like, oh, if you're homeless, you're living in a motel, then the taxes are gone. Well, guess what? If you go from one motel and you go to another motel in another town, taxes come back for like a month or two before you fucking even get that $10 a night off. That's $300 fucking dollars a month extra that you're paying for a month or two or something before that's even gone, just because you moved from one motel to another. You know, and then and then basically it's at the discretion of the people running the hotel if they're gonna be willing to give you a discount rate beyond that. And you know, generally it's close to $100 a night at most motels. Most motels are $100 a night or damn close to it. So that's like almost, you know, what, $3,000 a month or more if you're paying $100 a night. And if you're paying like less than that, 70, 80 or whatever, you're still looking at like 2,400 or more, you know, pretty darn close to $3,000 a month basically. So the 1,400 a month I'm paying for this little room with a mini fridge and a microwave is just is what it is what it is, man. I've heard rumors that there's rooms here that have a actual little kitchenette that have a stove and shit. Now that's the kind of room I'd like to have. And these fucking people that probably got 30 grand of my fucking money, I ought to own this cocksucking room or any room I want in this place forever and never have to pay another damn red cent is what would be right if there was any such thing as right and wrong and fucking people doing what's right. But no, that's not what it is. People are just gonna take my money and take my money and take my money and take my money forever until I end up fucking sleeping under a goddamn bridge or something, basically. You're forced to work for pathetic fucking amount of money that's not even enough to get a place. I mean, how are you supposed to get into a place if people won't rent to you? I had the fucking money. I started out with 50 grand. I haven't been able to buy anything because there's too much bullshit in the way fucking stopping that from happening. I haven't been able to rent anything because there's too much bullshit in the way stopping that from happening. You gotta get approval. You gotta apply and fucking get approved by the people. And that's not fucking happening. It doesn't matter how much fucking money I have. I could win the goddamn lottery and have fucking $10 million. And, I don't know. If I had that much, if I had big money like that, I could probably figure something out, man. Could just fucking like find a house for sale and say I'll fucking buy it cash. You know. Don't be fucking asking me about approval. I don't need no fucking bank or no mortgage. Fuck you. Here's the money. Take my money. You know. But that might be. But even that might be difficult. But I don't know. You would think you'd find somebody that's like, yes, we like money, and we like having it now. You would think you could find somebody like that if you had big, big money. But it would take a lot. There's just so much bullshit and red tape and fucking hoops you gotta jump through to get in anything. I don't know, man. I'm gonna find me a cave. Yeah, right? Find me a cave. If I can't go, if it would be a waste of time to go build a cabin because some government fucks would come along and tell me I have to get out of my own cabin and, oh, we own this land. You can't own land at all. You can't have a farm. You can't live in a cabin that you build in the woods. Oh, you built a fucking recreational fort of like a giant, city from the fucking 1800s or something with walls and a gate. Oh, you built fucking, like a giant Fort Clatsop or some shit. Oh, well, too bad. Fucking get out. Because we're the government. We own everything. Pay us. And get out. Right? Oh, you made a fucking village of teepees and yurts out of the surrounding timber? Fuck you. Get out. We're here to burn your village. That's what the fuck that's the days we're living in, man. I hate the fucking modern day, dude. I would much rather live, in like a goddamn stone hut or a straw hut or something, or like a fucking longhouse. Like a Viking longhouse or something. Let's have a big fire pit in the middle, or an old cabin with a fire pit in the center of the room and some lanterns or whatever the fuck, right? I would much rather live like that and be fucking free than to have all the fanciest fucking techno gadgets in the world and not be free and not have a home. Like, fuck that shit and have to pay out the ass and be some slave forever doing some bullshit work for pieces of paper that are going to be worthless in fucking 5 years or whatever. Or less. I don't know. They might be collectors. You know what I would do if I lived in Well, you'd have to have internet access, of course. If you live somewhere like Venezuela or Zimbabwe or one of these areas where the currency crashes, and that you might be able to do that with dollars in the future. You might be able to like set up like sell them on eBay as like collector's items in exchange for like rubles or yuan or some shit, or renminbi or some shit, you know? Mm. Oh, when it becomes fucking worthless, just as like a collector's item, because people like, wouldn't you like to have some moolah just as like a collector's item? I think I was thinking about get some moolah and some fucking Weimar Republic money and shit like that, and some Venezuela money and stuff, just so you have some, you know, just because it's neat. Get like $100 trillion bill or something. Fucking moolah. That would be funny if they did that in America, kind of. They just start printing fucking like $100 trillion bills, and they're like, "Oh, you want a loaf of bread? That'll be $900 trillion. Okay, here you go." Jesus Christ. People don't. No, that would be hilarious if it actually went down the way it did with the fucking the moolah, because at least then we'd have the cool bills that would be like, here's $1 million bill. No, I don't think they would even print those because they'd be worthless. You have to make it a bigger number. $100 quadrillion. Freedom is gone. I bought a drone and this thing. What's a cap, son? It's a Jelby Stinger. It's pretty cool. I like it. Just shut a air freshener. The things just explode all over the place and end up turning into a powder, basically, kind of, or like a gel. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know, like gelatin is what it is. Basically, it's gelatin that expands. So it's got some of the aspects of like. You remember those things that they used to? I don't know if anyone's ever had those things or if you remember them. They would have them in like vending machines, and I think you could buy them some places. Like I had one that was like a fish, and you get this little like thing in a vending machine. Basically, you got this tiny, tiny little fucking thing that's shaped like a fish, right? And I stuck that thing in a bathtub full of water, and I came back for it, and this thing is like must be like 2 foot fucking long, like full giant fish size, It went from being this tiny thing and expanded out from the water and became like the size of a huge fish, basically. It's kind of like that. You get these itty bitty little tiny, like almost dust particle pellet things, and you dump them in some water and they expand, but they stop expanding when they get to the right size, and that's your ammo, and it's like gelatin, and they just kind of splatter and break apart when you shoot them and stuff. And I imagine that given time, they just basically shrink down and go back to being some kind of powder or something, probably. hmm And you get tens of thousands of rounds of the shit for super cheap in a compact package. So it's cool. It's a cool fucking concept. and they use like an electric motor for like a hopper, so that's cool. No, it's a great concept if they just made some improvements, you know. I don't know. They're just basic design improvements, you know, would be way better. It could actually maybe outdo paintball, or hell yeah, they could even sell paintballs that fit in the hopper, you know. They should. They probably maybe they do. I don't know. I know they've got glow in the dark jellies, but I don't have them. But I know they exist. I would imagine they probably have paintballs that size that you could use like little mini paintballs or whatever. No, it's kind of cool. I'm not very great at flying the drone. It's going to take some practice to figure out how to. God, freaking blew $60 just on a fucking drone, and then yeah, they had this. I was standing there getting cans counted, and they had these fucking little Jelby blasters, and then right next to them were these drones, and I'm like, well, they had like radio controlled planes and stuff too that I thought were cool, but they don't have cameras on them, and the drone does. So I thought, shit, I've never had a drone. I've always kind of thought they were cool, and it might be neat to figure out how to pilot one. You know, be able to take pictures and videos from the air. If I could learn how to, you know, get good at it. Got like a maybe maximum of like 8 minute flight time, so that sucks. Think they could put a little better battery in it than that, you would think, but yeah. Yeah, you know they don't want you to have fucking a drone that's got some power that can fucking fly for a long time. You know, they don't want that. I'll bet you freaking somebody like Bill Gates or something probably has like a squadron of Reaper drones fucking circling his house 24/7. I would imagine, you know, people like that, yeah, with big money probably do. Mm-hmm. Talk about the ultimate surveillance and security system. You see people coming at you from fucking miles away. You could just fucking be like, beep, eliminate the target. You know, broken arrow, broken arrow. I repeat, broken arrow. Right? Fucking automated A10s and shit. Right? I imagine they'll do that with those. That's what I would do if I was them. You know, making drones and shit, just like start converting. I mean, see, that's what's gonna be when they start doing this automated driverless shit. You know, when it's really gonna fucking get big is when they start to release, and they'll make them probably cheaper. They'll just hook up something that'll hook up to like your you know, your regular tractors and cars and things that already exist, and it will just drive the shit. It will take over basically. It will be like a kit or something that upgrades everything and takes something that's not automated and makes it automated. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so yeah, they want to take the control away from human beings. And the most basic fucking thing that I can't. I mean, I think it must be like I must have died and gone to hell or something like that. Purgatory, some kind of you know, some kind of like part of hell, because I can't imagine like the real world where people would get fooled by on such a vast level by like CV-19 bullshit and so on and so forth, and all the other crap. How like this many people could possibly be this blasé and fucking not even seem to notice or care how badly they're getting fucked, and how like people are being screwed out of the very basic necessities of life, like a fucking home. It pisses me off beyond belief, man. My dad had like a summer job or some shit when he was, working at Carnation because his dad fucking was high up there or something. My grandpa used to deliver Carnation, like he delivered Carnation way back in the old days. He was the milkman. We're talking like horse and buggy, door to door milk delivery. You know that because that used to be a thing. Got the gold watch and everything. I'm just saying, like, well, my point was, where was I getting? Oh yeah, I said, yeah, he had like a summer job or something when he was like a teenager, and he bought his first house for like a few $1,000s when he was a fucking teenager, just with the money that he made like working over the summer at Carnation. Like that's the way it used to be, man. And it was a house. It wasn't a fucking mobile home or a goddamn apartment rental or something. He had a house. He had a yard. He had some land. That's the fucking way it used to be. The way it used to be, even not that long ago, and people don't get it. Like, fuck. Like your grandparents or whatever, right? Back when they were younger, they'd go get a fucking summer job in high school or some shit, and then they'd buy a house and own it outright, and they'd own land. They had a home. They had like a 2 or 3 fucking bedroom house with a bathroom and a kitchen and all that shit, and they owned it. It was theirs. Goddamn, 100 years ago or less than 100 years ago, you could buy a fucking house that was like tighter than the shit in Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That fucking mansion that like Will Smith moved into in that fucking show. This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute just to right there, tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. Right? Nah, dude. That fucking mansion that they show him living in, that's like a fucking tool shed or something compared to the kind of house that you used to be able to buy for like 3 grand back in the day. A house that nowadays would cost you like millions of dollars when it was new would have cost you like fucking 3 grand, 4 grand maybe. And you could make low monthly payments. Like whatever happened to that too? Like if I could rent an apartment, right? Whoa, that's right, I can't. But if I could, well then why can't I just go make payments on a house or something? Oh, that's right, you can't because it's ridiculously expensive and you have to get approved and approval. You know, you must kneel and bow and scrape and beg to some other fucking person, and they must approve of you, or you're fucked, basically. Or someone's rapping out there. I think it's just somebody talking quick, fast Spanish or something. Sounded like there was rapping. I don't know. I don't know. I get fucking tired of this shit. I don't really necessarily see a solution. I mean, am I gonna fucking keep making videos from A little spot under the fucking bridge somewhere. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm down to like 11 G's, man. From damn near 50 at one point. I'm living, the majority of the time, aside from like, okay, I stayed in some so called apartment for like uh, almost 4 months. But, that was a fucking, you know, giant mutant spider infested fucking tweaker filled shithole, basically. But, anyways, other than that, like almost 4 months or whatever, I've spent the last year, so about 8 months or something, in motels, mostly the one that I'm at now, because this was just even before I was getting the discount rate. This was literally the cheapest thing there was, basically. Well, the second cheapest, but the actual cheapest is fucking horrible. It's down the road. It's like $10 a night less or something, but the level of quality that you get for that extra $10 a night is fucking vastly huge difference, man. That other place is like a complete total fucking shithole. And okay, you save like $300 a month, but you get this like little tiny horrible fucking room with disgusting fucking bathroom, and it's yeah, it's pretty bad. You know, I got a pretty decent sized room here. Bathtub and shower, crappy shower heads. I don't know why the fuck they wouldn't just replace that. Like that's if I was like running this place, if I owned this place or managed this place, like obviously I would bug bomb the crap out of every single room and have them cleaned up. I would swap out every like cheap garbage shower head and put in a good shower head so people would remember that they had a good shower head. You know, it's a big difference, man. Being able to take a shower with a good shower head versus a crappy one. I should just take my own damn shower head and screw that in, unscrew the crappy shower head, and screw my fucking shower head in when I'm staying at a motel. Because I have a fucking awesome shower head. I took that shit with me. I wasn't gonna leave it behind. Best damn shower head I ever had. I spent like several days of research and searching to get that shower head. Fucking awesome shower head. I miss that shower head. I don't know why the fuck I keep saying I should do that, but then I don't do it. It's simple, man. But I do think that maybe like if a maid came in and saw that there's a different shower head, they might flip out or tell the manager, and the manager might get pissed or something. I don't know. Yeah. Well, because people act like unscrewing a shower head and screwing a different one on is like fucking rocket science or something. Oh, you gotta hire a plumber for that. Seriously? It's like saying you gotta hire an electrician to plug in your TV or something. It's fucking ridiculous, you know? No, it'd be easy. I should have fucking done it already. I don't know why the hell I haven't done it. I should have done it like long, long time ago. I should have done it immediately. Just get my fucking shower head out of storage, bring it with me in my car, and when I stay in a motel, unscrew the motel's shitty shower head and screw my shower head on so that I can shower with a good shower head while I'm there. You know? Best shower I've had, man, in the last like year was over at this girl's house or apartment, But her shower head is like way better than the crap that any of the motels, obviously. And the shower's nice; she's got nice soap and everything. But yeah, And it's nice to have a naked woman around as well. No, but still, her shower head is nice, but it's like crap compared to mine, though. I miss my shower head. I don't know why the fuck I haven't done that already, like a long fucking time ago. All I'd have to do is unscrew the crappy shower, maybe buy a roll of plumber's tape or something, unscrew their crappy shower head, screw my good one on, and then if it's time for me to go, I just unscrew mine and screw theirs back on and take off. Fucking simple, easy peasy, you know. But why the fuck I haven't done that? I should have been doing that this entire fucking year, man. I should have done that immediately. Like every single room that I stayed at, I should have fucking done that. Mm. I don't know why the fuck I didn't. I guess I thought that like if they saw me doing that they might be unhappy about it or something. I should have just fucking done it. Plus, I've been like, I don't think about it at the time, like, because it's in my storage, and I usually like I don't think about it. I just put up with the crappy shower head, and I'll just take a shower and be done and move on. And then if I do go to the storage for anything, I usually forget to grab the shower head. I should just fucking grab it. I heard a rumor that they have some rooms here with a kitchenette somewhere where they actually have a stove and shit so you can cook food in an actual full size refrigerator and shit, or a full size freezer. Like, dude, if I had something like that, that would be worth what I'm paying right now. That would be like having an apartment or something. That would be like, because I would actually be able to cook food again, you know? Well, it wouldn't be worth what I'm paying now, but it would like be comparable to an actual fucking apartment or something anyways. So it would still be ridiculously priced, but so are apartments, so that's is what it is. Because at least if you have a fucking apartment or something, you've got an actual kitchen. You can cook a meal, for fuck's sake. You could fucking grab a frying pan and cook up some hamburgers, or cook up a fucking pork chop, make some bacon, make some fucking cook some eggs, cook some fucking make some pancakes or whatever the fuck you want to do, right? You don't have to. You got maybe an oven. You can toss a pizza in the oven. You make some barbecued chicken. You know, make a roast or something. You don't have to fucking eat everything out of a fucking microwave forever like I have been for damn like this entire year, man. I haven't. You imagine going an entire year without having a stove or an oven? Just absolutely everything you eat for an entire year basically is either from some takeout place, or you grab something that you just stuck in a microwave, and like that's all you can't fucking make a roast, can't make some pork chops, can't make some barbecue chicken or hamburgers, can't fucking don't have a freezer to like store real food in, so you gotta just blow all your fucking money, all your food money on you know quick fucking things that you can stick in a microwave, or sandwich stuff, eating fucking sandwiches and shit for a goddamn year, basically heating up fucking cheap burritos, cheap taquitos, mini pizzas, making fucking sandwiches. And if I do get hamburgers, it's fucking, it was Carl's Jr., but now they decided they want to, their prices are getting ridiculous and they won't take more than one fucking coupon. So fuck them. I don't know. It would be worth it maybe to go get those. There are those Angus burgers. I might go get like a couple of those Angus burgers just for the hell of it. Use their coupon for that. You can only use one. That would be the one to use. Yeah, but if I'm gonna go blow money at some restaurant, Like, I want to be able to use a coupon so I can get a price that isn't extremely ungodly, fucking ridiculous like they are. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Extremely ridiculous prices. I got Subway the other day, and I've actually managed to make it last. Gone by 2 days, I've only had two sub sandwiches, foot long subs, and I've still got one left in there. I've got this it's like a meatball sub with a bunch of toppings that I picked, but it's also got pepperoni because somebody behind the counter mentioned that that was available. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Pay the same and get the pepperoni with it. Why not? Fuck. Good shit. I don't know. That's probably like the best deal when it comes to the coupons. Is that 3 foot long subs for like a little under $18? That's about the best deal there is when it comes to the coupon. I don't know. I enjoyed the Burger King I had the other day. Because I ran out of food stamps, so it's like if I'm gonna blow cash, you might as well just go to a fucking fast food restaurant rather than a grocery store, because the grocery store is fucking you in the ass anyways, and the prices are so high. You might as well go fucking buy, subs from Subway or burgers at a restaurant or go get KFC or something, because it's not going to cost you much more than it would just to go to a fucking grocery store and get their shit. Or it might even cost you less, actually. Especially if you're using coupons. I think I might get more KFC next time. I've still got what is it? What's the date today? 28th, 29th or something? So I've probably still got 4 or 5 days or something that I'm just going to have to spend cash for my food now. So, I don't know. I might, that being the case, I might be living on, you know, KFC and, talk. Well, because when I go shop for food or whatever, right? I'm not just shopping to like have food for one day. I'm expecting to try to get enough to at least last 3 days, but I don't really have a lot of refrigeration space to store much more than that. So I guess I could try hooking up a propane stove, camp stove, on a fucking table somewhere in the fucking motel room, but it's I don't even really have the space for it. I have to like put a bunch of shit on the floor to do that. And then you're talking about propane gas being released into a room that not really the fire hazard, not really the best idea. I sure miss being able to cook actual meals though. But even that would be different if I had my own place with an actual kitchen and stuff. I mean, I would cook meals, but it would be weird though because I'm used to cooking meals for at least 3 people. I usually cook enough for 3 people and in hopes that we'll have leftovers for several days or something afterwards. So I'll cook like a big fucking meal that'd be probably enough for 4, 5, 6 people or something. That's what I'm used to cooking. It'd be weird to cook meals just for like myself. So I have some tiny fucking portion meal or something just for myself. So I just basically have to cut the amount that I cook in like half or thirds, or just eat the same damn thing every day for 3, 4, 5 days in a row if I don't want to waste it. Mm. No, it's weird to get out like dishes and I imagine it would be weird to get out dishes just to cook, pancakes and bacon and eggs and stuff for myself. Like, I'd be more likely just to throw shit in a microwave anyways, even if I did have a stove a lot of times, because rather than spend hours cooking shit that I'm just gonna, or an hour or half an hour or whatever the fuck cooking when it's just for myself, you know. I don't know. No, I would still cook, I guess. But some things you just have to cook if you want to have like a good meal. I like to cook. I like to make good squash, just smothered, drowned in butter, and sweet potatoes, and hell, I bake pies. I make cakes. I can cook all kinds of stuff, pork chops, steaks, and barbecued chicken. I know how to make bean soups and other types of soup and casseroles. I even know how to I know how to make fucking Spanish rice, spaghetti. Uh, I know make really good fucking baked beans. I can make quite a few things actually. I know how to make pie filling. I know how to make cookies and brownies and cake and lots of shit. How to make various roasts and stuff like that. Hmm. It sounds good right now. I'm thinking of this corned beef and hash, or yeah, corned beef, man. I haven't had a roast like that. God, what's it been? 2, 3 years. That stuff just falls off the bone. So tasty and fatty and stuff. I used to make that in a crock pot with cabbage and cut up carrots and stuff like that, and onions. Yeah, onions, cabbage, and carrots, and cook up the roast in a crock pot. Good shit. I don't know. I'm tired of this bullshit. Tired of not having a home and not knowing what direction to go or what steps to take. Because if I leave this motel room and I go stay anywhere else, if something doesn't work out, even if it takes several months, 3 or 4 months for something for me to decide to leave and end up back here, I'm just gonna be fucking screwed, you know, because I'll be back here and I'll be paying an extra $1,000 a month or something again. If I could move into this place a town over, but you can't even hardly get a hold of this manager of this place on the phone half the time, and they now only have like 4 fucking rooms or something in the whole place, and they used to have like I don't know, 60 or some shit. A bunch of the shit disappeared. Like I said, Mandela effect. That shit happens, man. I'm telling you, man. It's like the Mandela effect itself is like function. It's working in such a way to like fucking screw me royally out of any chance of having a home or uh, anything. Like things will physically, like actual physical matter will alter and change just to fuck me over, just to keep me from getting a mobile home, to keep me from being able to get into a cheaper motel or whatever, man. I mean, it's like some straight up supernatural fucking devastation of my life, basically. You know, forces that godlike powers or something, just like doing everything to fuck me, basically. And and they'll do other things too, like Well, for instance, when I finally moved out of the room with all the goddamn cockroaches and shit, right? And I got put back in this like better room that I had last summer. Well, guess what? Just walking from that room to this room, now my fucking Android TV box won't power up. My power strip won't power up. My fucking external hard drive won't power up. Like, so it's like numerous electronics just like magically instantly stopped working. Makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I've had shit like that happen for years though. I've had times when I used to fix computers up and stuff. I get all these computer parts that people would give me because they just had like, I'd find people who just had like garages full of computer parts and shit, and I just, or broke down computers, and I would go pick them up, and then I would take parts from various ones, put them together, and build computers, and I would try to flip them and sell them. $100 or whatever, $50, $100 for a PC that I would build, and I'd do that, and like I'd have shit happen. Like I would spend hours and hours, days and days, like fixing up, and I'd have like 4 or 5 computers that I had built, and then one after another, they would all give me the black screen of death, shut down, and stop working right about the time when I would have had them sold. Someone would be like, "Oh, you still got that computer?" "Yeah, I do." "Oh, yeah, sure, come out." And then I turn the fucking thing on to test it out, and it'd be like, "Oh, it's not turning on. What the fuck?" Black screen of death. All of a sudden, shit like that will happen. That's one of the things that they like to do is fuck with your electronics. Like if they didn't want me to make a video and rant on a video, they'd just make it so the phone battery would instantly die in the blink of an eye, and there's not a fucking thing I could do about it, basically. They can make it so the TV dies instantly. They can make it so whatever. Ridiculous amounts of shit. Like, when I first moved out of this room, like last time, into the other room, with the cockroaches and whatnot, it was like a couple of days after I moved out of this room, there was a fucking fire in the room right next to this one. There's a fire department here and shit. Like flame and smoke pouring out of there. I'm staying in this place like next to the room that had the fire in it. I guess that's still closed. I haven't finished fixing it or anything. Uh, Fuck. I don't know. Gotta do it. I wish the fucking government or something would give me a buttload of money to buy a business or run a farm like they do these foreigners and shit. They'll bring foreigners over, foreigners that got nothing, and they'll be like, "Here's millions of dollars so you can buy a business and run a business," or "Oh, here's millions of dollars so you can go buy a farm and be a farmer." Well, gee, thanks, Durka, thanks. But not me though. I can't even get a fucking apartment. God damn. Some fucking bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit. All right.